How's it going, everyone? Sean here from Raw Technique Studios, and today we're going to be looking at DistroKid and all of its features that it has to offer. I do have a previous video on DistroKid, which a lot of people checked out, and they had a lot of questions, so I'd like to address some of those questions and some of these features that I didn't address in my past video. If you don't know what DistroKid is, they're a music distribution site, and they get your music out onto Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, all those different digital stores. And it's as low as $20 a year. You can get an upgraded account with more features, which we'll touch on in the video. I do have the upgraded account where it's $35 a year, and I do think it's worth it. But you can do the $20 a year account, and that could get your music out there on all these stores. If at any time during this video you want to go ahead and join DistroKid, go ahead and click on that link down below in the description, and it'll get you 7% off your first year. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into it and see what DistroKid has to offer. Alright, so the best way to show you guys exactly what DistroKid does and how it all works and all the features that come with it, I'm going to just simply upload my single that I'm going to be releasing soon and show you guys how to go about that whole process. So first thing you're going to do is go over here to upload, and you're going to be selecting the stores that you want your music to be put in. So Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, you can now get it into TikTok, which is really cool. Google Play and YouTube Music, that's for them to create a YouTube artist page and upload your music on that. I don't want to do that, but if you want them to put your music on YouTube, then you could check that box. If you go down to the very bottom, you'll see I selected YouTube Music as a store, so I won't email DistroKid later asking, why'd you upload my music to YouTube? So that's what it's doing, is uploading it to YouTube. If you're going to be uploading it to your own YouTube channel and you don't want them to upload it to a separate YouTube channel for you, then don't select that one. Under number of songs, you're going to select how many songs it is, if you're releasing an EP or a full album. I'm going to be releasing a single, so I'm going to go ahead and select one song single. Is this previously released? Either yes or no. No, I haven't previously released this. For the artist name, I'm going to go ahead and type in the artist name, which is my studio, Raw Technique Studios. And then it's going to search for Apple and Spotify. Now this, you want to make sure that you're the only one under that name. So I'm the first one named Raw Technique Studios on Apple Music and the first one named Raw Technique Studios on Spotify. So that's good. I'm not going to run into any issues. So because this artist had already released some music, you'll see that it already comes up as Top Notch Arson, and Spotify, it already has an artist named Top Notch Arson, which you could click here and verify. So you click it, okay, yeah, that's who it is, and then you say, yes, that's me. But I'm going to be releasing my first single, so this is going to be Raw Technique Studios, and it's going to show up as the first artist named Raw Technique Studios. For the release date, this is something that is the upgraded account. So if you went with the $19.99 account, then you don't have a specific release date that you could choose. If you went with the upgraded account, which was the $35.99, then you have the ability to choose whatever release date that you want. And I think this is worth paying more for, so you could specify exactly when you want to release your song. So I'm going to be releasing my song on February 17th, 2020. You could choose a release time as well, but this is for Spotify only. Other stores will be around midnight. So if you want, leave it at midnight, or you could customize it and change it to whatever you want. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at midnight. For the time synchronization, this is the upgraded account as well, the $35.99 a year account. So this is Spotify only, but what it is you could choose that everybody is listening to it in their own time zone at midnight, or change it so that it's 12 a.m. in New York, and it'll be a different time in California, and a different time in China, and a different time in Australia, and so on. So it's going to be based off releasing it at the exact same time, regardless of the time zone, compared to whatever midnight is for that person in that country or state. All right, so another thing that's available in the upgraded account is the pre-order option. So if you want people to be able to purchase the track before it's released, then you could do a pre-order. You would just go ahead and select yes. You could go ahead and put in a pre-order start date if you choose to do that. I'm not going to do a pre-order for this one. Record label, if you have the upgraded account, this is customizable. If you have the $19.99 a year account, then it's not customizable. So for the upgraded account people, go ahead and put in your customized record label name. So I'm just going to put Raw Technique Studios for this. You can put whatever you want. You don't have to own a record label or anything like that. You just simply put in whatever you want, and that's what it is going to be labeled as. So your album cover, I'm going to be putting in my artwork, and I followed the dimensions here, 3000 by 3000, and I did a PNG, which is accepted. Now you have to make sure that you're following all of these rules. You can get your music rejected from stores if you do not follow all of these rules exactly as it says. I made sure my artwork isn't blurry at all. It's nice and clean and clear. Stores will reject it if it's blurry. If you like increase a small image to be bigger, it makes it pixelated. They'll reject that. Artwork containing website addresses, so like a URL or a Twitter name or any image that's pixelated or rotated or poor quality, all kinds of different things. So you really have to make sure that it is a clean looking image. You don't want to put any store logos like iTunes or Spotify or any of that on the cover, and you can't reuse the same artwork for multiple albums. In addition to all that, the store will reject you if it contains images that you found online and you just put in there. All right, so language, this is English. Primary genre is hip hop rap. Secondary genre, I'm going to say alternative because it's definitely something that doesn't sound like a typical rap song. It's a song that has a lot of acoustic guitar in it, and I'm doing some stuff that is not very normal for the hip hop genre, but I do have a rapper on the song, which is featuring Muffin Man right here. Now let's go ahead and put the song title in. This is called Gotta Go, and it's featuring FEAT dot Muffin Man. Now when you feature an artist, this is going to pop up, and it wants to make sure that you're formatting it correctly. So by reading through this, I can see that I did one thing incorrect. I need to make this a lowercase f. Always feature FEAT dot, always lowercase, always in parentheses. So I changed it to that so it works. Here's some examples: name of the song, feature, and then the artist name. So name of the song, feature, artist name. So this is another reason a store could reject you. It's not DistroKid that's rejecting you, it's Spotify or Apple or iTunes or any of those different stores. They're very particular on the metadata and the artwork that's being sent to them. So if a store rejects you, it's because something might have been wrong with the song title or the artwork. Now I'm going to choose the audio file. So I'm selecting my audio file here. I'm using a WAV file that is 16-bit 44.1K. All these different ones here you could choose between. I don't recommend going with an MP3 because that is a lower quality audio file. As far as the bit depth and the sample rate, you can go higher quality if you want. They do allow up to 24-bit 96K. So if you want to do that, you can, but I like to just go with 16-bit 44.1K. All right, for songwriter, I wrote this song or managed this song. It's an original tune. Yes. If it's a cover song, then you would select this, but this is a original song. For me, it was music, and I'm going to put my name, but I also had somebody who wrote lyrics, and they did the rapping part. That's my feature. And then you have to say whether it has explicit lyrics in it. So is there any curse words in the song? If so, put yes. If no, then put no. So in this particular song, it doesn't have any curse words in it, so I'm going to say no to the explicit lyrics. Is this a radio edit? For example, if there were curse words in it and this is just a version that has the curse words taken out, then that would be a clean version. But the song is just simply clean, and it's always been like that. If you were to have selected yes on the explicit lyrics, then it's not going to ask you about the radio edit. So if I change that, you see that part goes away. Now, instrumental, this song contains lyrics. Yes. The song is instrumental and contains no lyrics. No, and that's not what it is. So I'm going to select that it does contain lyrics. Preview clip start time is for TikTok, Apple Music, and iTunes. You can let the streaming service decide where they preview your music, or you could specify exactly the good parts that you want to show off in the preview. So I'm going to choose a specific start time. I want to start it at 8 seconds. That's right when the beat drops. I don't want people to get stuck to listening to the intro section, which is the first 7 seconds of the song. I want them to hear right away when the beat drops at 8 seconds. So I think that'll be a good start time. For the upgraded accounts, the $35.99 a year accounts, you could choose a custom price for iTunes and Google Play and Amazon as well. So you could choose 69 cents, 99 cents, or $1.29. I'm just going to stick with the standard one there. I'm not going to change that. All right, so now for the extras that you could choose, Instagram and Facebook, which is free. You could get it in to where people could add your music on Instagram to their stories, which is pretty cool. So definitely going to go with that. Store Maximizer, this is optional. If you want DistroKid to automatically deliver the single to new online stores and streaming services as they're added, then you could go ahead and select that, but I'm going to leave that one off. Shazam and iPhone Siri, 99 cents per year. I think that's pretty cool, so I would like to add that one on there. And then leave a legacy, $29 one-time fee. It never recurs, it's just once, and this goes on forever. So if your DistroKid membership expires or you die or something crazy happens like that, then you're going to be guaranteed to accrue all of the royalties forever, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's just for this one-time release though. So that would be just for this single. So I'm not going to do that one. Important checkboxes, which is mandatory. I recorded this music and I'm authorized to sell it in stores worldwide and collect all royalties. Yes, I did. I'm not using any other artist's name in my song titles or album title without their approval. Myself and the co-writer, we have a split sheet agreement and we both agreed that we're going to be releasing this. And then lastly, you agree to the terms. You could go ahead and read through this. It's long, so I'm not going to go through it in this video. I'm going to go ahead and press done. All right, so it is done. Now you have to take a look at this right here. So your release date is cutting it close. We're sending the single to stores and telling them to make it live on February 17th, 2020. But because I chose something less than a 4 weeks in the future span, then it's possible that the single won't be live everywhere by the release date. This is due to the store's internal review process and possible delays on the store end. So there's nothing that DistroKid could do about that. That's the store's pre-screening process. And I understand that, that's fine. So if it's not live on every single thing on that date, then this is why. And then it tells you for future reference to upload your song and get it ready for release 4 weeks in advance. So if you want to make sure something's released exactly on the date, then give yourself 4 weeks. They make a pre-save page for you, so you can check that out. I'm going to preview that. So this takes you over to your hyperfollow link, and it has your artwork, your information here. And if they click this, then they'll be sharing their email with me, the artist. So what's next? Let's check on the status and add credits and lyrics. All right, so it gives you a little note right here saying that your files have been successfully processed and your single is in the midst of being transferred to the stores. And it could take a few days, excluding weekends, holidays. Sometimes it's faster, but they'll let you know. All right, so artwork is good. The song is good. Credits are good. Download is good here. Now, something I want to do is add my lyric. I'm going to go ahead and start by adding my plain lyrics. Sync lyrics need the plain lyrics first. So let's go ahead and add the plain lyrics. It gives you all of the instructions on this, so let's go ahead and put the lyrics in. So I'm dropping in my lyrics. Now I want to make sure I'm following all the rules here. So do not include the vocalist's name. I didn't do that. Do not include extra text like this is the intro or the chorus or so on. So I didn't do that either. Repeated lines must be written out, so you don't write chorus 2 times or anything like that. Begin each line with a capital letter. So I need to change that. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and do that. Do not use punctuation at the end of a line. So for example, periods, I need to get rid of those. Do not include blank lines except between verses or choruses. So for right here, this is the first verse, and then this goes into a bridge, and then this goes into the second verse. So what I'm going to do is bring this up because this is all the second verse, and leave just one blank line right there between the sections of the song. Avoid entering excessively long lines, 1 sentence per line. So I need to change that. These are very long lines right here, so I'm going to change that up. You don't want to censor anything, so if it says the F word, then you put in the F word. You don't censor it unless the song itself is censored. For a complete list of store requirements, you could look at these as well, but I'm going to go ahead and edit this to make sure that I'm following these rules right here. All right, so I finished editing my lyrics, made it so the lines are just 1 sentence at a time, and there's no periods or anything like that at the end. And then I'm making sure all of the first lines right here are capital letters. I'm going to go ahead and select that I've read and agreed to the DistroKid lyric agreement and save the lyrics. So let's look at our team. You have a way to split things up. Say other people that you're working with are on DistroKid as well, and you want to just simply split things up 50-50. For example, me and my co-writer, we are doing a 50-50 split on this song. If he gets a DistroKid account, what I could do is edit the team here, and I could go ahead and put 50% for me, and I could go ahead with him and put 50%. And then I'll put in his email address, and it would send him an invitation. Now, if he doesn't have a DistroKid account, then he would sign up to DistroKid and it makes it to where DistroKid splits our money for us and we don't have to worry about it after the fact. If he ends up not getting on DistroKid and it's just me collecting 100% of the money, then we're going to have to deal with splitting it up after the fact and doing all that. So the best way to do things is going ahead and splitting things up on DistroKid. Okay, so now it's going to split it up for us. Once I save this, it's going to email everybody on the team with instructions. Non-members will be sent a 50% discount to sign up for DistroKid. So that's pretty cool. If you're collabing with somebody and you don't have a DistroKid account, it's super cheap to get signed up that way. But it's going to send him an email. It's going to send me an email. 50-50 split is what we agreed on. That's what we did with a split sheet. We signed 50% for both of us. So I'm going to go ahead and press save, and then confirm my password to make sure this is what I want to do. Okay, so now my team is saved. So let's go ahead and look at a couple other things that you could do with your new release. I'm going to go over here to the little gear icon, which is the settings. And you have several different things that you could take advantage of here that not everybody's doing. So something that's pretty cool for social media purposes is something called the Marcel generator. It sets up the Friends TV show episode where Marcel the monkey puts in a CD and then everybody starts dancing to the music. You could make it to where your music is in there, and it also puts in a laugh track and everything to make it sound more real. So it's a really cool thing to do. You could check out the demo, or you can make one with your song. So let's click make one with my song. And I'm going to be choosing Gotta Go featuring Muffin Man. And then for Who's Dancing, you could do Marcel, Elaine, Baby Yoda, Clerks. For this, let's try out Baby Yoda. So for me, the most recognizable part of the song is going to be at 54 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in right here. So it's going to process it. It takes a couple minutes to get it going. So these are just really cool extras that make it to where you have something new to share on your social media. If you just keep posting the same picture, just the cover art and your song on social media, people are going to get annoyed that it's the same thing over and over. So this gives you ways to post new content that looks different, and it has something that's entertaining as well. If you go over here to your vault, this has all of your uploads backed up right here. So if you ever need to get the original file that you uploaded, you could always come in here and download it from there as well. So that's just an extra thing that's cool to have. Now let's go ahead and look at credits and linear notes. So we have my name, the other artist's name, and they did the lyrics, I did the music. I could also add in my social media, which is pretty cool. Okay, and you could add as much as you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that. I'm gonna submit this to the stores. And then it tells you please allow around 1 week for the credits to go live. Not all stores show credits, but they're making progress every day. Spotify will show songwriter and producer for now. I'm going to go back into my settings over here and check out the other things I could do. Another cool thing you could do is use their referral program. So if you want to make a little bit of money off of sharing DistroKid with other people, then you could do that. You just click on the referral program here, and it gives you a link that you could share with everybody, which is what I'm sharing with you guys. Whoever clicks my link, they get 7% off, and also I'm going to get $5 for everybody that signs up. So that's just a way to make some extra money on the side. Another thing to check out is your bank. This is where you're going to withdraw your earnings and see all the store breakdowns. So I'm going to go over here to the see breakdowns by store, and you can see just general how much you're making from the stores and stuff, or you could go into the excruciating detail and see every single individual thing. So in here, DistroKid referral programs are showing there. I have 5% of these Kid Swami songs I'm collecting for Top Notch Arson, and it's telling me exactly how much is being paid out for all of that. So on my Kid Swami ones, I'm getting a 5% cut, and it shows how much that is. On the Top Notch Arson ones, those are 100% being collected by me. And then for the Tony Luck stuff, it is a 25% split because I wrote the beat for that song and we're all splitting the music. So 25% from that one. And it's just really cool to see where it was coming from, how many times that stream was calculated, and how much it pays out. So something to note is that it does take a long time to get the reports. So if you don't see your earnings right away, it's because stores typically take 2 to 3 months before anything is showing up in the royalty statement area. So sometimes it just takes being a little bit patient with things to see it show up. Now, say you're on the musician plan here. If you go over to the upgrade tab, it's going to take you over here, and that makes it to where you can upgrade to any account that you want. With the Musician Plus, you get the extras like the customizable iTunes pricing, pre-order date, the release date, the label name, and I think these extras are worth paying the little bit more per year. Now, if you want to stay updated on the news with DistroKid, they have articles that they write and submit whenever there's something new that happens with DistroKid. You just go ahead and go to news.distrokid.com. So you can see December 11th of last month, they introduced the synced lyrics with DistroKid, so you could check out the article and read it. 2 months ago, they added the Marcel generator, and a couple of others are on there now as well, so you could read up on that. DistroKid could get you on TikTok, the Apple Music for artists. They have all kinds of different things here that you could check out, read those articles. It's news.distrokid.com. Okay, so now that my album's been processing for a bit, you can see it turned green. It was yellow before. What I'm going to do is click on this and show you a couple changes you can make. If you go down to stores, you can see right here you have an option to add more stores. So you click on that, and what it's going to do is list any of the stores that you haven't already added your music to. So if I change my mind, decide I do want to use this, I could just go ahead and check this and add it, and it'll get put into that store. So anything you didn't put before, you can add later if you'd like. So I believe the synced lyrics is just for the Musician Plus account and higher, because it's not listed here on the Musicians account. In Safari, it has an issue with playing back the audio for some reason, so I'm going to be using Google Chrome, and you can see it works perfectly fine. So if you have the same issue with doing the synced lyrics, make sure you're not on Safari. For some reason, Safari's not working out. Okay, so it tells you how to do it. You just hold down your space bar once the line starts, and then you release the space bar when the lyrics finish. And if you mess up, you could go ahead and just delete it. So let's go ahead and start that. All right, so that is DistroKid and all of its features. If you guys are interested in joining, click on that link down below in the description, and it'll get you 7% off your first year. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.